What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? It is Phil Nagy on Sports here, joining you with more of our Cleveland Guardians sim. We are very excited about this one, guys. Appreciate you being on. And don't throw a strike. You threw a strike. Okay. Oh, that's not what I wanted either. Here we go. All right, appreciate everybody being on again. We are not mirroring reality, so we are up 2-1 instead of down 2-1 when we got to game 4, but we will throw Bybee on the bump against Reese Olson, the rookie. And Steve Quan up to the plate. He's looking at 0-2. Appreciate everybody being on. Hey, George, welcome in, and Quan will foul this or fly this one way up high in the air. Torkelson comes over from first base and makes the first out of the game. Now Carl Manzardo, who plays. Remember, this was the weird game where they started the righty to get Cleveland to commit all their lefties to the lineup, and then they immediately went to the bullpen. And or maybe that was game 3. Was it game 3 they did that? I don't remember. Anyway, we're running our series out. We are not recreating reality or mirroring what happened in real life. So our Guardians could complete the completion of the series here today. Also, interestingly enough, the Royals up 2-0 on the Yankees as well. So our opponent, if we were to clinch, may not even be the big bad Yankees. Strikeout there for Olson as well. Appreciate everybody being on again. Phil Nagy. Nagy on Sports is the channel, only place that you can find these simulated sporting events with the live original commentary. Grateful to all of our subscribers, all 1,130 of you. Also, make sure you like the video as well as we continue to grow our baseball audience. That one's going to be a little inside. 2-0 for Hosey to start the game.
Ball inside.
Now 3-0 for Ramirez. Hosey kicks and looks at 4 straight balls, so they will walk him. They did pitch him around him a decent amount in real life. Now here's Naylor, who's really struggled. It'd be nice to get his bat going in New York. Remember, of course, at the when he did the carrying the baby thing, and then they went on to just absolutely obliterate them after that a couple of years ago. I think that was New York, right? When he did the carrying the baby cheer, and the Yankees like mocked him with their cheers for the rest of the series while they roasted us. But yes, 0 for 4 in the last game with a couple of strikeouts. And he'll finally foul one now. That was otherwise 6 straight balls from Reese Olson. Runner on first. We are in the Motor City here. This is game number 4 of our sim. Again, we are not recreating and matching reality. We are letting this thing play out as is. I recreated it to get it to the correct divisional series is, but otherwise we're just letting the computer play out now based on the most up-to-date and recent rosters. Naylor quickly to right, and Torkelson will spear it and take it himself. 3 up, 3 down, no hits. Guardians wearing their, apparently those City Connect jerseys, I would guess. You say Motor City on the front, Detroit on the helmet. It's a little interesting. All right, here's Bybee. Regular rest for him. He'll kick and fire. Ripped, but foul. Parker Meadows jumped all over that first one. Their everyday center fielder now. You can see he started this year as their the 6th best center field prospect in the major leagues. Looping breaking ball, and he's going to get lucky because it was hit pretty hard. Actually going back, and Lane Thomas finally, before he gets to the track, makes the catch. And 1 up, 1 down. Here comes Riley Green, their all-star. And that one will be low. Slider does not catch the zone. Ivy works quickly on that mound. He'll fire. That one's going to be fouled to the left side.
Two balls, 1 strike.
2-1 now to Riley Green and Tanner Bybee. Swing and miss.
2-2, down. Count is 3-2.
Just on the inside corner. Full count here. So Green doing a nice job, and he walks it. Walked him there. Riley Green will get on to first base. Matt Vierling now playing right field. He had a pretty good series in real life, struggling so far in this one. He'll rip that one through the gap. I jinxed him. Reverse jinxed, yes, I guess. And that one will get past Rocchio. And a little slapper into left field between the gap. That one had some heat on it. And now the first base runners of the game after the walk and the single, and here comes Kerry Carpenter. Again, talk about gutsy performance in that one. He kind of tweaked his hammy, and you could saw him just laboring to first base, but he was still able to swing the bat, really. It's kind of the villain of the Tigers that we love to hate, but you do have a lot of respect for him in that performance, for sure. Bybee now, an early jam here. Swing, and he got him in front of that changeup. Nice changeup now, 1-2. Ground ball would be beautiful. Tanner checks on second for Riley Green, and now he'll deliver. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with some 96-mile-an-hour gas on the outside edge. Now Colt Keith into the game, second baseman, and he'll look at a ball inside. I was doing a little bit of driving during the last couple games and was able to listen to Tom Hamilton on the radio. And he's just so good at what he does. But it's so funny when there's a bad call from the ump and he'll be like, that was apparently low. Like he'll be like, he's like incredulous and be like, I guess maybe he thought that it was this, but definitely it was the wrong call, without saying terrible call by the umpire. Colt Keith, that's why he's the pro's pro, Hammy. Swing, and he'll fly it up to the right field side. John Kenzie Noel's ranges over and makes the catch. So a base hit and a walk, but no damage done with 2 on to start the game for the Tigers. We're headed back to the top of the second here in the Motor City. Lane Thomas, the hero of the real thing, man. He had himself a whale of a series. And he'll look at that one inside. Circle change will not tempt him.
Inside ball.
And another slider misses inside. So Olsen having a hard time finding the zone. Let's see if Thomas gets the green light here. He does! That was a big swing. Just missed it. That was a big swing from Thomas. Now 2-1, and he'll fly it right side. Back going Vierling. Back goes Vierling. Sheesh, easy for me to say. Menez, back-to-back Gold Gloves. I'm not sure if he'll get one this season. I can't say I watched enough baseball to know whether or not he was Gold Glover or not. I think they said Kwan is due to get his 3rd in a row. 0-1. Foul back, 0-2. Menez had a pretty quiet series, but he had a really important slapper base hit in that the comeback win of game number 4. Swing, and he'll foul it back again. Already 26 pitches being thrown here for Reese Olson. 1 down just in the second inning. So we'll see how quickly that A.J. Hinch might go to his bullpen. Foul at a mile high, going back is Rogers, the catcher, and he'll get it. Almost gets check swinged by Big Christmas. Now John Kenzie Noel into the batter's box. He's kind of the last one. I would love to see his bat warm up in New York. Rocchio's swinging a hot bat right now. Stephen Kwan's is liquid hot magma. Hosey's doing fine. Lane Thomas is hitting extremely well. Waiting for Jimenez, Noel, and certainly Josh Naylor to get their bats back up to speed. But otherwise, not a lot of holes, not a lot of easy outs in this lineup other than maybe Bo Naylor right now. We know he's got the pop in that bat. Just struggling a little bit right now in real life. Noel now 2-2 count with 2 outs, and he'll foul it back. Fights off a sinker from Reese Olson. Already 33rd pitch, so at least they're getting him up the pitch count. He'll swing at that slider. Strikeout to end the inning. Up comes Spencer Torkelson, Zach McKinstry, and Trey Sweeney. 6, 7, 8 here. Hey, Mason, welcome in. Let's go Guards indeed. Here's Bybee. That one's going to be high and inside. Guardians with a chance to clinch here in our game 4. Remember, they won game number 3 when we simmed it, which certainly seemed to help because it got the real Guardians to win game 4. So maybe a win today. Nice strikeout. Look at that. Right on the corner from Bybee at 97. Maybe a big dub here in the sim will help the boys tonight in the Bronx. It's going to be inside. Zach McKinstry playing third. Hitting 200 this postseason. Again, that includes the Astros series as well, of course. Tonight I like the guards for at least the reason that, you know, it's just that this it's sort of house money and everybody expects. I mean, people have said like, oh, this is an easy series and that one's going to get down before Lane Thomas. Looked like he maybe had a chance to dive. Just going to go ahead and keep it in front of him. No doubles defense. McKinstry with the first base hit of the second for the Tigers. But what was it? A-Rod and what was it? Derek Jeter? Who was the other one on the call? It was like, I'm not going to say they've got the easiest path, but they've got a really easy path to the championship. But then the other guy's like, I'm going to say it. They got the easiest path. Both Detroit and Cleveland, the AL Central foes are going to be really easy for those. Like, oh boy. Give us a little locker room fodder, please. But now that we're the underdog, I think we thrive better in this role. There's, I think, some of the expectations of the Detroit series that we were supposed to win. It's really what kind of stumbled us there in game 2 and 3 specifically. And then we kind of like, dudes, we got to start trying. Was a big Poppy. Thank you, Mason, who said that. And then, yeah, A-Rod backed him up on it. So we'll take it. We will take it. Again, at this point, I mean, this is to get to this point in the season. Again, you're going to look back and think of it as an incredible run. Here's a 2-ball. Jimenez, Rocchio, got him! And a 2 in Detroit. 8-9-1 coming up for the Guardians. Still looking for their first base hit of the ball game. They have a walk to Jose Ramirez. Has been their only base runner. But anyway, I think those comments and things like that, and everybody just completely undervalues them at this point. I think they're going to get to kind of play that spoiler role and get a 7-game series. You're not just going to be able to pitch your starter for 2 innings and then ride your bullpen for the whole game. So you're going to be asking a lot of those guys, Cobb and Boyd. Maybe Gavin Williams gets a start this time too. I don't know if they're going to shorten to a fully 3-man rotation or not. Obviously, you'll see Bybee a couple of times, but looks like Bybee and Cole are the big boys are gonna go at it in game 2, if I read that correctly. Because we're gonna get Rodon and Alex Cobb tonight, I believe, which means another lefty pitching against the Guardians, which means no Manzardo. And you will definitely see David Fry up there, and of course Lane Thomas has been the masher of left-handed pitching on the roster right now, which is exactly what he was brought in to do at the deadline, which was to hit lefty pitching. 1-1 count here for Stephen Kwan. It doesn't matter what side the pitcher comes from. That was not a strike, but they'll call it a strike. Kwan will get hits from either side of the mound. And he'll rip this one to the gap. 2-ball potentially. Nope, Keith's just going to take the easy out at first. And Manzardo will get to bat. He struck out in the first. Again, appreciate everybody being on. Guardians lead 2-1. That's ripped right over the top. Was it hit too hard to score the runner from first? We'll find out. Runner around, and he's in with a slide. Naylor, he barely got in. Kyle Manzardo with a 105-mile-an-hour rocket that almost took the pitcher and the second base umpire's heads off. Wow. That was a rocket shot from Manzardo. And 1-0, the Guardians have now taken the lead here in the top of the third. 2 outs, 1 on for Jose Ramirez. Jose couldn't quite hold the bat up, was a little bit ahead of that 93-mile-an-hour sinker. 1-1 count, Jose fouls it back. Olsen now. Swing, and he turned on it, but it's going to be foul. And just out of play for Vierling to go get. Jose's missed a couple home runs down that right field line. Just a little bit ahead, and that time he's in front of the circle change. Struck him out, but the Guardians strike first. Manzardo with an RBI base hit. Scoring Bo Naylor. And we've got 1-0 Guardians heading now to the top of inning number 3. Hey, Wendell, welcome in. Go Guards. Another high fastball. I thought Jake Rogers was from Houston, acquired from Houston in 2017. Sounded familiar. He'll rip this one off the netting in left field. 1-1 count. 33rd pitch for Tanner Bybee.
2 balls, 1 strike.
But it'll be interesting because, again, when a 7-game series, you can't just ride the bullpen the same way you did, especially because you started to see Heron and Gaddis and Smith have,
That's ball 4.
I mean, they weren't bad by any means, but they weren't quite as dominant, and fatigue is definitely a real thing. And these guys are pretty much all rookies, which means they're not used to playing this much baseball, certainly not this late, and certainly not this important. Well, yeah, I mean, on paper, Wendell, it was still a 1-point loss to the number 3 team on the road. So in terms of quality losses, it doesn't get much better than that. Now, any of us who watched the game clearly saw that Ohio State was the better team and found about 6 different ways to give it away, which speaks to Mason's proclamations about Ryan Day being overrated on the Discord chat earlier this weekend. But yes, I saw that they only dropped to 4, and Penn State's going to be 3. So in 2 weeks, they're going to get a chance to beat the number 3 team at their place, and it'll be all of a sudden a very instant quality win to go along with a quality loss. And then at that point, Indiana's going to be top 10 by the time we play them at the end of the season as well, and then Meat Chicken might not even be rated. So games that you thought were going to matter might not, and games that you didn't think were going to matter were going to matter. Flip it left side. Rocchio dives from his knees. 1 out. And they won't get 2. A beautiful play. Rocchio 2 down. Made a beautiful stop there. Let's take another look at this one. Look at this play. Rocchio. Look at that range. Huge dive. Quickly goes to second. Jimenez turned quickly despite getting the legs taken out with the slide. They're going to get just 1 on the fielder's choice. Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to win one. This is the most ready roster for it. Right up the middle, it bounces off Bybee's left knee, and he throws him out. End of the 3rd. Bybee appears to be okay. We'll see what happens if he comes back out to start the 4th or not. 1-0 Guardians after 3 here in Detroit. Both teams with 2 base hits.
Leading off for the Guardians, the first baseman.
Again, Mason, I'm not ready to quite get on that level of black and whiteness with you. I don't think it's quite that simple, but yes, there certainly feels at times that Ryan Day coaches not to lose instead of coaches to win. But some would also argue that with 22 seconds and you're on the 22-yard line, that you run it once to set up the field goal kicker's favorite spot, and then you call your timeout and go try to win the game with a field goal. Instead, he went aggressive. His young superstar freshman receiver makes a critical mistake. They go back. Then his senior quarterback slides 1 second too late. I mean, it just sort of became, they didn't know the clock was running. They didn't waste that, like they didn't take that last time out. So conservative Ryan Day maybe would have just set up to run the field goal. He tried to be aggressive, which, again, I think people have been calling for him to do. But it did come back to bite him ultimately in that one with sort of a comedy of 3 different errors right back to back to back.
Now back, the second baseman, Andre Jimenez.
Chip calls plays. Chip calls the plays now.
Nope. Ball 1.
And stolen base. How about some wheels from Lane Thomas? He'll steal second. Underrated part of his game. Love that. That's Guardians baseball. Slapping base hits, stealing, aggressive base running, good defense. And then they throw in the power as well. Again, I think that's, George, I think you're right on. I think it's kind of a both and, like, sure. Are there better? Oh, and they picked him off at second. What a move from Reese Olson. And Trey Sweeney, and Thomas got himself a little bit lackadaisically out of position, and that is not Guards baseball. Jimenez looks at a 3-1 count. You're going to wonder what would happen if there was a runner on second right now. And 3-2 count. He would have been on the move right now. Would have gotten a head start to home plate. Jimenez swings and fouls it back. Oh, it was a terrible pitch to swing at for strike 3, ending the 4th for the Guardians here. Beautiful night in Detroit City. Detroit Rock City. Anyway, but I also agree. He is a tremendous recruiter. He's running a very good program. This is the first year that he's kind of done this CEO role where he's just kind of managing all the NIL and all that stuff and just really letting his coaches coach. He has a bigger hand in special teams, which has been pretty brutal for a while. So I kind of like that. I kind of like that model, and I think you'll see more and more teams go to that. So there aren't many in the country that do that part better than he does. But in terms of coaching football, I wouldn't say the X's and O's have ever been like his super duper strength. But he's also doesn't have much to do with the defense, and Jim Knowles' unit has been up and down, and against those big opponents. Again, Denzel Burke's been lights out for a year and a half, and he played like a true freshman who'd never seen somebody run by him before. So there's just a couple quirky little things here or there. We couldn't get any pass rush unless they blitzed. And I mean, Dylan Gabriel's a good quarterback, but he picked us apart for sure. So there was a question from the local radio show here in Columbus, their poll of the day or whatever. What grade do you give Ohio State for the game? A, B, C, D, F, whatever. And I answered C in the poll, but then I said B+ for the offense, C- for the defense. That's kind of where I felt we were at. Could the offense have been better? Absolutely. Judkins cannot afford to get that one pulled out of his hands. You lost your starting left tackle. You rushed for 130 yards in the first half and 14 or something in the second half. The offense could have definitely been better, but that game was way more about the defense and giving up big chunk plays to those receivers. Now, you won't see receivers again like that until you play Oregon again in the Big Ten Championship, so I suppose you've got that to look forward to. This one's going to be flared to the left side, and Lane Thomas will come over. 4 up and 4 down. Yeah, Mason. It was, again, everybody has a bad day. He just picked a bad day to have a bad day, and man, it was a bad day. He also couldn't tackle. He just didn't look like he wanted to be on the field, so I'm not sure why they didn't pull the hook and get Jermaine Matthews in there, or Hancock back to the outside, or one of these young freshmen or sophomores, but hopefully he'll bounce back because you're going to need him to play better, and hopefully this will add some fuel. Again, as I said on the chat, and we can wrap up this Buckeye talk here in a minute, but as I said in our chat on our Discord, and then also again on Twitter I posted it, and even on Facebook I posted it for my Facebook friends who don't follow the channel or whatever, the loss sucks for sure. There's plenty of blame to go around. Should we have won? Yes. Did we self-inflict too many wounds? Absolutely. They also had a bunch of penalties, which they haven't had. In many ways, we totally gave the game away. We kept letting Oregon back into the game. But we also know that it's extremely difficult to beat teams 2 and 3 times in the same year. And so if you are going to play Oregon multiple times, which is a very, very good chance you will, I would much rather have lost this game than the Big Ten Championship, or even when we play them a third time in the college football playoff. So because they've gotten the first one on us, I think that gives us an advantage when we see them in Indianapolis, ideally, because that's where it's trending. Assuming we win out and they win out, we'll see them in Indy. But then even if we played them a third time in the college football playoff, those 2 games I would much rather win and gladly have lost this first one. So, and again, we went down to 4. It's not going to kill us in the rankings. We're still firmly in the playoff as long as we take care of our business. That's the reason the playoff exists. It's not for Boise State. It's for Georgia and Alabama and Ohio State and now Oregon probably, to basically always get in unless we have a really, really, really bad season. So anyway, that's the Buckeye chatter for today. 1-0 Guardians lead. Bybee still in there, bottom of the 5th. And yes, Rocchio's bat has come to life, Mason. He might have just worked himself. And if he hits like this next year, it's going to be hard to take him off the field. And if and when Bizana is ready, it'll be interesting to see what they do. Because, Jimenez is a gold glover. Rocchio's swinging a bat that makes him, a 280 hitter, 15, 20 home runs. It's like, how do you take that guy off the field? Do you have Bizana DH? Do you have Jose Ramirez DH and move Jimenez to third? I guess you got some different options there. We're also going to have Chase DeLauder coming up for playing on the right field with the emergence of John Kenzie Noel as well. You wonder if maybe Naylor finds himself as the odd man out with Noel moving to first base. Maybe Jose Ramirez moves to first base. You're going to have a lot of different options if they stay healthy, and I'm not going to pretend to know what everybody's contract status is when people are due and all those kinds of things. It's going to be smashed to Ramirez at third, and he'll fire across the infield. Naylor squeezes it. We've played 5. Guardians still lead by 1. They'll have the top of the lineup coming up here when we bat next. He is, but he's a defensive superstar, so, you know, does he, and they've signed him to the I know they've signed him to a long-term, like a good, not bank-breaking long-term contract. So he is the one who I feel like is the most, obviously Jose Ramirez notwithstanding. He and Jose Ramirez feel like the two that are going to stay in some capacity. That's just where you're going to put them, and then where does your superstar rookie fit in if he's truly ready to go to the show starting next year. I can certainly see them making him earn his way, because he only played single A ball for us, right? I don't even think he played. Did he play double A? I can't remember if he got to Akron or not yet this year. Put Naylor at DH and then move who to first? Jose or Andres Jimenez or Bazana?
Nope, that's the ball.
It's going to be right on the line. Manzardo, responsible for the only run of the game with his smasher of a base hit right over the head of Olsen. Bout took his head off. .3-0 count. Does Manzardo have the green light? Nope, he doesn't need it because that ball, he walked him on 4 straight pitches for Reese Olsen, and here comes Jose Ramirez with a runner on first and 1 out. Put Noel at first base, then who do you put? Like I said, we still have one too many guys to put in the infield.
No, he's safe.
I don't mind Noel at first base, or Noel as your DH against lefties, and maybe Manzardo as your DH against righties. And flip it left side, across the infield, no 2-ball in play. Good hustle by Manzardo to stay out of the double play, and now Naylor could really use something, and they're going to walk him. A.J. Hinch says, nope. Intentional walk to get to Lane Thomas. 2 outs, 2 on. Lane, show us the way, my friends. Real Lane Thomas would hit this ball into the lake. That one's going to be an out ball outside. Reese Olsen, rookie pitcher, having a hard time finding the zone right now. Already blocked a man in this one. Flared it right side, and it'll be scooped up by Keith, and they'll get out of it. So Lane Thomas in the game, not as good as Lane Thomas in real life. We will head to the bottom of the 6th. Tanner Bybee still in his only pitched 65 innings, so he's doing fine. No danger of needing to get pulled for him. That fastball runs outside. Swing and a base hit down just in front of Lane Thomas. Thought maybe about doing one of those slides for it. Parker Meadows has hit the ball well today. This one doesn't find the outfielder directly. He's got himself a base hit, and Bybee now out of the stretch. And a swing and a foul back. Riley Green with that tying run on first base. Go-ahead run is him at the plate. It is our Guardians playoff sim. Again, we are not mirroring reality, so whatever happens in these sims, they could lose this series, and that would be it, even though they're playing in real life. But they're up 2-1. Hopefully they get it done. Inside fastball from Bybee. Appreciate everybody being on. Phil Nagy. Nagy on Sports is the channel. Thanks to all of our subscribers, all 1,130 of you. You guys are the best. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate it. Also, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, which continues to grow our baseball audience here. But again, only place on YouTube where you're going to find these sporting events with live original commentary. That one's going to be fouled back. Primarily Cleveland sports, Columbus sports, and a runner going, and it'll be foul back 2-2. Tried to do a little hit and run that time. And swing, and he puts it up way high in the air, and Bo Naylor's going to catch this one 1 foot into fair territory, and we've got 1 out here. Bottom of the 6th, Matt Vierling into the plate. Bybee looks at first, and Parker Meadows is back. He will run. Tried that hit and run one batter ago. I'd be worried about him getting to first base. Everybody say hi to Jenny. She says hi to you. Got him with the fastball. The fastball's down to 94, so maybe a little bit of fatigue for Bybee. We'll keep an eye on that. Or he took something off it on purpose, I guess. Swings at a high fastball, but able to foul it back. Vierling. Flared right side, 2-ball intact. Jimenez, Rocchio, got him at first. A twin killing, and we're done with 6. 1-0 Guardians. They're going to go to the 7th. Reese Olson stays in the game. Now Andres Jimenez steps into the plate.
The second baseman.
82nd pitch of the ball game for Reese Olson right here. And that's going to be low. That slider doesn't go anywhere near to the zone. That fastball's too high. 2-0. Again, having a hard time finding the strike zone. 3 straight balls with Big Christmas waiting on deck, although he struck out twice tonight. That time he clearly was looking or waiting the entire time because that ball was right on down Broadway. 3-1. This time he's way out ahead of the slider, and Jimenez with an undisciplined set of 2 pitches there. He'll foul back. 3-2. Got to choke up on that bat. Put something in play here, Andres. And he'll flare this one left side, and it hits the netting. Orange Rally towels are going strong here in Detroit. Olson fires it again. Foul back. He's late on it. Into the third base seats. Swing and a miss at the changeup. And that's the 7th strikeout for Olson, and here comes Big Christmas. Nobody on, 1 out. Jonk into the game. John Kenzie Noel. He'll swing. It's a deep shot, right field, but it's going to go just foul. That would have been a home run had it stayed fair. Noel took a big cut at that one, didn't he? That one's going to be high up on the hands. Can't get him to go fishing for it. 1-1 count here. Reese Olson, pitch number 93. Ripped left field, and I also think he got just a little bit ahead of it, and this one's going to go foul left of the pole. So 2 big fly fouls for Noel. We'll look at ball 2 now. 2-2 count for John Kenzie. Good eye here. Get it up to full. And, oh, he threw the bat, was walking to first base, and he called him out on strikes. That one's tough. Now Bo Naylor, 1 for 2 today. He was the single and the single run scorer. And he'll look at a slider in the corner for a strike. Some insurance would be nice here, Guardians. Some insurance would be nice. The way that David Fry squeeze bunted that extra run, you needed that one to win that game in game 4. Stretch time here in Detroit. 4, 5, 6 hitters coming up. Tanner Bybee staying in the game. Carpenter rips that one foul. Bottom of the 7th. I have to assume this is it for Bybee. He's pitched a gem here in game number 4 of our simulated Guardians playoff series run. It's going to be in the dirt. Ripped, and it's going to be left side. Quan can't quite get there. That's a base hit for Carpenter. He gets it in quickly to hold him to a single. But with no outs, they've got the tying run on first. Kerry Carpenter. He doesn't have his silly headband on in the game.
the plate, ball one.
These Motor City jerseys, they look like Detroit Lions colors. They're very strange. Our Cleveland Connect jerseys are way sweeter, in my opinion. Looks at strike number one. Pitch number 87 coming up for Bybee. Takes a peek at Carpenter at first. Not a threat to run. Keith looks at a ball. 2-1. How much longer does Stephen Vogt let this string run out on Bybee? Strike number 2. Good pitch. Two count. Now he's going to be outside. Torkelson, just hitting 105 in the series, struggled in real life as well. And he walked him, and now you got 2 on, and Colt Keith coming to the plate. Excuse me, Torkelson coming to the plate. That was Colt Keith who walked. So runners on first and second. Tanner Bybee give up a single and a walk. He's in a real jam now. And Vogt stays in the pen, or in the dugout. Oh, 1 count. Torkelson. Swing. Ground ball. Double play. Hosey. Jimenez got 2 easily. There is still the tying run at third base, but now there are 2 outs, and so a sac fly is not an option. Let's see if McKinstry can try to knock it in, or if Bybee can get out of the jam. Bouncer down the first base line, and it's going to be foul. Swing, base hit, the game is tied. McKinstry with a very nice at bat there, and he just slapped a little base hit opposite field. And now all of a sudden, Bybee, his gem has cracked a little bit. Still throwing 95 on that fastball. Trey Sweeney, the shortstop, into the game now. But Guardians have let this game get back to tied, and Stephen Vogt, virtual Stephen Vogt, questioned for not going to his bullpen. They don't go to their bullpens quite as quickly here, certainly in the playoffs, and that strikeout's there, but 1 pitch too late. So just 1-1, and the Guardians still just 3 base hits today. Let's see if they can get some sticks now, as we're going to get their first pitching change, and it's Tyler Holt. So here come the lefties, and Will Brennan will pinch hit. Why would you pinch hit a lefty for Brian Rocchio, the switch hitting shortstop? I don't get that one at all. Because now you're going to have to put a different fielder in there, and probably Daniel Schneemann.
Ball, that's too high.
Barely missed. Holton almost had that backwards K to start the at-bat. Don't get this one at all. Second pitch, also high. Rocchio's been a very, very good player. And you're going to basically have to do a 2-for-1. Right side, Brennan, it's back, it's back, it's back. Go! Veerling in the corner of the track was about to make me eat all of my words. Kwan just 1 for 16 in the series, which is about the most unflappably inaccurate thing the game could do to us. Is to have him be 1 for 16 in this series. The dude literally hit over 500 in the series. I think it was 11 for 20. Over 500 in a 5-game series. Just absolutely incredible.
1 ball, 2
He is the straw that stirs the drink. That is the Guardians' offense, and there is no better leadoff player in the game right now. I don't care if Shohei Ohtani leads off for his team, which he does. Stephen Kwan.
We got a full count.
Full count indeed. Can Kwan get on base? Yes, he can. Deep, deep, deep. Nope, not deep enough. 2 outs. And another. This is the one where I'm not sure why you're not just pinch hitting David Fry. Manzardo, very good against righties, struggles against lefties. And he'll rip that one foul on the cutter. Oh, 2 now, Holton. very late, just hacking at it right now. But 0-2 swinging at balls is Manzardo.
Ball one.
Ooh, it's a very close pitch. They're going to say ball one. Swing, and it's fouled back. And a little jam shot left side. Shortstop, Sweeney on the run, and he gets him because Manzardo not super duper fast. We head to the bottom of the 8th here in Detroit. Guardians going to go to the bullpen. That's going to be Tim Herron. And again, maybe just a little bit too little and a little bit too late. Bybee pitched a gem, but this thing is still deadlocked. And yep, right on cue, Schneemann going to have to play shortstop. Even Schneemann's a switch hitter. Why wouldn't you just pinch hit Schneemann? I don't understand it. Virtual Stephen Vogt. Catcher Jake Rogers in there. Here's Herron. That's a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Just looping in there because Tim Herron's so tall, it looks so natural. And breaking ball on the left edge of the corner, right as the batter would see it. And this one will be ripped right to Rocchio, or excuse me, to Schneemann, who's in the game now for Rocchio, and he throws him out. Parker Meadows into the game. He'll foul the first pitch back. Lefty-lefty matchup here. With Riley Green and Kerry Carpenter coming up as well. Love this choice for Vogt to go with the lefty. In real life, so in the sim, we're still playing Detroit. Tonight in real life, we play New York. We're a game behind Wendell. But remember, we're not matching the real results. So if Detroit wins this series, then that's it for our sim playoff. But hopefully we can beat Detroit and then get to a similar series. But as I mentioned before, the Royals are up 2-0 on the Yankees in the sim. I'll take you to the bracket if you want to hang with me at the end of the game, and you can see how the rest of the playoffs are shaking out. But yes, in real life, we play New York tonight. In the sim, we are still in the Detroit series. Here's Riley Green. Now look at that slider kind of sweeping across the face of those lefties. So hard to see those pitches, and certainly to catch up with them.
That's a ball.
The fastball's too high.
Two balls, one strike.
2-1 count here.
Ball, that's a
3-1. Is he getting squeezed a little bit? Maybe. Herron kicks and fires. Swing and the full count.
Nope.
Walked him. Close, but he walked him. Good eye from Riley Green and Matt Vierling. Back into the game. Hey, Fellegren, welcome in. Go Guardians.
That's out.
And Herron going to be outside with that pitch. So he's doing a couple balls in a row now. They're walking
Ball, that's outside.
Green.
That's ball three.
Oh, that was very much not ball three, but we will say that it was. And that one was a strike. That was the same pitch. Both the first one a ball and the second one a strike. Vierling looks at 3-1 and he walked him. Oh boy. Okay. Go ahead run at second base here for Kerry Carpenter now. Lefty-lefty matchup. He hits righties way better, but still, I don't want to play around with this noise. They're on their feet here in Detroit. Swings at a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. 0-2 now for Herron. Tim fires. Struck him out! What a pitch for Herron! Struck him out, and we've played 8. And it's time for the Guardians to send up the 3, 4, 5 batters, and it will be Bo Brisky, who we've seen plenty of times, coming onto the bump here. Hosey will flip back over, where he'd been warming up for Holton. Now he'll head back over to the left side. Ooh, that circle change ended up right over the heart. Hosey, you can see, disappointed. He didn't get to take a crack at that one. He'll crack this one and it'll be foul. Just a little ahead of that pitch. Now 0-2. He's got to protect here. Slap something in the opposite field. Or swing the ball and strike out in 3 pitches. In the sim, Wendell, the Guardians lead 2-1. So if we pull this one out, that'll be it. If we don't, we'll sim a game 5. Naylor. Be a nice time for a big fly, Josh. You're due. You're due for one. Or a base hit right up the middle. Great hit from Naylor. We got a base runner in the top of the 9th. Even with Sweeney shading over behind the second base bag. And now David Fry will pinch run for Josh Naylor. So, okay. Interesting choice from Vogt here. Lane Thomas. Can he be the hero? He looks at strike 1. It's a tough pitch. Only 5 for 14 for a home run and 4 RBIs in our sim. Somehow he was way better than that in real life. Does he have another homer in him? Looks at that one. Strike on the inside corner. 0-2 now. Fry, decent base runner, but I don't expect him to try to steal here. That's a ball all the way. Lane Thomas wisely lays off. And ball number 2. Good fight so far for Thomas. Don't make this easy on them. Swings up the middle. Base hit! Lane Thomas! Fry into second, and we got runners on first and second with 1 out. Great hit for Lane Thomas, and here comes Andres Jimenez. Come on, Andres. Just a little bingo. Left side is down! Down at the front! Fry turning and heading for home. He's in. Guardians lead 2-1. Andres Jimenez with a clutch RBI base hit. And now the Guardians lead 2-1. And they are 3 outs away from clinching our divisional series here at Agion Sports in our sim. Jonk hitting a 3-run shot would be nice to get him going before the trip to somewhere. We'll swing at that changeup 0-2. This also means you're going to get to see you-know-who in the 9th. Mr. Gas himself, Emmanuel Clase, warming in that Guardians bullpen right now. Still just 1 out, though. Noel can do some more damage. Looping breaking ball, and it's wide for the first ball of the count. Well, just foul tap it back. Stays alive, 1-2. Bo Brisky's already thrown 18 pitches here. Still only has 1 out. Runners on first and second. Dusted him off the plate, 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That high heat up in the corner. Very, very hard to handle. And a strikeout for Noel. Here comes Bo Naylor. Maybe he can be the hero here to grow this lead. 2-1.
That's the ball.
David Fry pinch hit for Josh Naylor. Made it all the way around on that slap base hit from Andres Jimenez, who sits at first base. Now 1-1 count to Bo Naylor. Really great to get Bo going offensively, if at all possible. And Tapper up the middle. It's going to be tough. He'll just throw to second for the easy one. Gloves it to second, actually. And we are headed 2-1 to the bottom of the 9th. Tigers in a win or go home situation. David Fry stays in to play first base. And here he comes, Emmanuel Clase. I dare say he will also be the 2024 Rolaids reliever of the year, not just the 2022. Time for the #1 closer in baseball, Clase. Fires it in there at 100, fouled back. He is way late on it, Colt Keith. 5, 6, and 7 hitter up for the Tigers. Fans on their feet. Laid off that one. That one was that slider in there, a little bit slower. Swing, and he'll foul it back again. 2 strikes. Clase. Whoa, way past him. That thing got all the way to the wall. That slider missed big time. Swing and a miss at the cutter. That one was only 98, but Keith couldn't catch up. Here comes Torkelson. Again, do appreciate everybody being on. Again, thanks so much to all of our subscribers. 100-mile-an-hour cutter won't be fanned at. Stay tuned at the conclusion of this game. I will show you what the current post-game bracket does look like. Again, I forced it to get to the correct ALDS and NLDS. Otherwise, I've just been letting it go. So it could even be a different postseason than we're seeing in real life. Again, as I told you, the Royals were up 2-0 last time I checked in that series. Flare it to the gap. Over is Jimenez, and he can't quite get there. Base hit. Tying run on base. Winning run at the plate here. Torkelson. And now McKinstry, who is the hero to tie it up in the 7th inning. Check swing at a 100-mile-an-hour cutter. Manuel Clase. We have a window. We're at 1,130. 1130 right now is the subscribership right now. It's pretty darn cool. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 2 down. Trey Sweeney, the last hope for the Detroit Tigers season. Clase. Torkelson at first base. Swing and a miss. 99 on the gun for Clase. 0-1. Sweeney fouls off the slider. How do you deal with a slider at 90 after that cutter's coming at you at 100? Just unbelievable. Clase, doesn't get the call in the corner. He wanted the backwards K. Kicks. Swings and he'll foul it back. Stays 1-2. Sweeney fighting all he can right now against the #1 closer in baseball. Clase. That was not a ball, but they're going to call it a ball. The ref's going to give him one more chance. That one was very much not a ball. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and the Guardians win the series. Just like they do in real life, they win the series. This time it's in 4 games instead of 5. Your American League divisional champions, the Cleveland Guardians. There you can see the celebration happening on the field. More fun to do it at home in front of the fans, I guess, the way they did it, certainly. But the Guardians are going to win this series and head to the ALCS. Who will they play? We'll find out shortly. Manuel Clase comes in. He's the player of the game. 3 strikeouts to end that one and pick up his 3rd save of the season. All right, as I promised you that I would, stay with me here real quick, and we will look at the bracket as currently constituted. But Cleveland is waiting, and they will play TBD, you can see there, in a 7-game series. So right now the Royals lead the Yankees 2-0. The Dodgers lead the Padres 2-0, and the Phillies actually lead the Mets 2-1. So we are potentially 50% inaccurate here. So let's go ahead and sim through the date. Sim through the date. Whoop. Excuse me. Sim through the date. And it's going to be the Royals. Holy smokes. The Kansas City Royals beat the Yankees 3-1. And now it's going to be Royals and Guardians. And look at the Phillies. They beat the Mets. So it's going to be Royals, Guardians, and then Dodgers, Phillies here in our sim series. So we are going to be bringing you game number 1. We get to take it all the way through game number 1. And it's going to be the Kansas City Royals and the Cleveland Guardians. Absolutely wild. So there you go. We'll start that sim series. Coming up next in real life, we'll be playing the Yankees. Almost sad we don't get to see the Yankees in real life or in the sim, but it is what it is. Appreciate everybody being on. Thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Today we'll say go Guardians, and as always, go Browns.